Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host for Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode as I have with me Brittney Hendricks with Visit Oxnard. Get to chat a little bit about this incredible California city and area. And I'm really excited to have you on the show, Brittney. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, nice. Love it. Well, as I like to begin all of my episodes, tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe how you kind of got into the position that you're at there at Visit Oxnard, and then we'll kind of jump into a little bit about the city and what's going on in that corner of the world.
Sure. So I'm Brittney Hendricks. I am the Vice President of Marketing and Communications with Visit Oxnard. I've been with Visit Oxnard about 6 years now. I started at a lower title and worked my way up the rungs of the ladder. I absolutely love working and living in this destination. It is about 60 miles north of Los Angeles and just south of Santa Barbara on the California coast. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, the sun is shining. I look out my window and I see seals. It's beautiful here.
Oh wow, you're I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, and so I don't have the captivity. We got some good views here in San Antonio, but not the ocean and all that stuff as well. So, you gave us a little bit of snippets of the city. Tell me what's going on in that corner of the world, and maybe why should travelers venture your way?
Yeah, we're a little bit more of an undiscovered hidden gem here in Oxnard. Not everybody has heard of us. A lot of people have heard of Los Angeles, Malibu, of course. We're actually the city just past Malibu on the coast. So if you just round the corner past Mugu Rock, you'll find yourself in Oxnard. We are where Highway 101 meets PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. And we have 7 miles of pristine coastline. We are the closest access point to Channel Islands National Park, which is the least visited national park in the US because the only way to get there is by boat. The islands are completely untouched by development. There are species on the islands that you will find nowhere else in the world. We have an incredible culture here. We have some nicknames for our city like Oxnard because we're known for boxing.
Yeah.
We kind of like to play with the word Foxnard because we have the diurnal island fox on the Channel Islands, Hopsnard because we have some cool breweries here in town, and lots of other really fun little nicknames for our town. The people from here are very proud to be from here as well. And it's just a gorgeous area.
No, it sounds amazing. I know we featured you in the Hotel Guide this previous issue, or actually the edition that's out right now. So readers, anybody who's listening to the podcast can actually go take a look at that online as well. But what gets me is the culinary scene as well as the views and all that. What about the culinary scene? How is that there for you? This is when I go to a destination, I always want to know what are the good places to go eat, and I'm that guy who will spend my last dollar on a good meal. And you talked about the Hopsnard kind of thing, and that got my attention too. But tell me a little bit about that scene.
Sure. We're also known as Toxnard because we have an incredible taco culture here. Actually, our Mexican food is pretty incredible. About 72% of our population is Hispanic or Mexican American. So we have a lot of incredible Mexican food restaurants here. In addition to that, we are the home to this restaurant, Tierra Sur, and that shares a home with Herzog Wine Cellars, which goes back about 14 generations to Austria-Hungary. The original founder of that winery actually was the winemaker to the king of Austria-Hungary. So we have that incredible restaurant here. We have the Collection, which is a shopping and dining and leisure center that has incredible eateries too. We have a vibrant downtown with a lot of mom and pop restaurants. And then we have a lot of waterside dining. In fact, we actually have a restaurant called the Waterside.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds like an amazing opportunity for people to not only take in the scenery, but also take in some great food. I know we talked a lot about the stuff that you have going on. Do you have anything on tap for the remainder of 2024 or going into the next year as well that maybe travelers could be looking forward to?
Yeah, actually, it's an action-packed summer of events. We have our third annual Oxnard Fan Night coming up July 26th. That is actually an event that Visit Oxnard created in partnership with the Dallas Cowboys, and it celebrates the kickoff of Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Mhm.
And we host the world famous Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders at the collection at River Park, and they actually perform live. We have Rowdy there too. He's their
Mhm.
mascot. And
Yep.
we usually will have a surprise guest who's like a Hall of Famer or an alumni who comes and signs autographs. We also have the 18th Dallas Cowboys training camp, which kicks off, no pun intended, July 25th and ends August 21st. This year, which is really exciting, the Rams are actually going to be having a joint practice with the Cowboys.
Okay.
And for the first time in 4 years, Oxnard Salsa Festival is back July 27th and 28th. And in addition to that, we have car shows all summer long. All for One Car Club is doing I think their fourth annual car show in downtown Oxnard. And then we have our citywide summer concert. So a lot going on this summer.
Sounds like it. Are you a Cowboys fan?
I am a Cowboys cheerleaders fan. I love the dancers. I used to be a dancer myself.
Oh, that's awesome. Actually, it's funny because I'm from I'm from Texas. I'm not a Cowboys fan, which is kind of probably shouldn't be saying too much, but yes, I am definitely a Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders fan. And so the fact that they're going to get to perform there and actually having the team out there is always a good thing and expands the brand and the reach and gives Oxnard a little bit of, national media play. I'm sure you're loving that every time that they're reporting from there too. So Salsa Fest got my attention too. So that's another opportunity as well. We'll come back to the destination in a minute, but I want to talk to you a little bit about yourself personally. So you've been in travel for a while. What are some of your favorite travel destinations for you personally?
I'm a Southern California girl through and through. I love going to Disneyland, and I love Palm Springs. I grew up going out to the desert. I love the heat. I love the dry weather. So those are definitely my two favorite travel destinations, kind of locally.
Mhm.
Globally, I've been to Japan a couple times. I've been to Australia. I haven't. I've been to Europe. I've been to Barcelona and London.
Wow.
But otherwise, I haven't really been all over Europe, and I would love to do that someday. In the US, my wish list destination would probably be New Orleans. I've
Wow.
never been there and would love to go.
So New Orleans is on your bucket list. What else is on your bucket list for travel, internationally or nationally? Maybe wherever.
Internationally, I mean, everyone wants to go to Italy someday.
Oh
Germany
yeah.
would be incredible. I am not a fan of cold weather. However, I will say that the Christmas markets in Germany look beautiful, and I'd love to see them someday.
Oh yeah, I think that would be an amazing opportunity. It's funny, I've driven through New Orleans, but I've never, been to the city and stayed there as well. So that's on my list as well. Italy's on my bucket list too. That's where kind of my family heritage goes back to Spain and Italy. So you gotta go there. Plus the food is just off the charts. So that's another option there as well. So getting back to Oxnard, I'm going to throw a question at you. We didn't have this prepared. These aren't hard questions. These aren't hard questions, but being from the marketing side of things, if you had to describe this city in one word or a phrase, what would that be?
I would say Oxnard is surprising. People come here, they don't necessarily consider Oxnard a vacation destination,
Mhm.
and then they arrive and they don't want to leave.
Wow.
There's actually a little bit of a local saying here that people who vacation here move here because it's so beautiful.
Wow. No, I can see that. That's an amazing option right there. What's the easiest way for people to get to Oxnard?
I would say driving up Highway 101 if you're coming from the south from Los Angeles. And then, the more scenic route would be going along Pacific Coast Highway through Malibu.
Mhm.
And then if you're coming from Santa Barbara, same way you would come down Highway 101. And then if you're coming from inland, I would say crossing through the 126 freeway. In California, we call our routes the 101, the 126. I think in other areas of the country, it's just,
you just say the number.
The number.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I've been on Pacific Coast Highway and I've been stuck in traffic in LA and that whole stuff. Yeah. So I got a feeling I know what you're talking about over there too. So, but it does sound like there's some amazing scenic opportunities there, and the beach scene just sounds well. When you mentioned seals at the very beginning, it's funny because you looked out to your right, my left, and I was going to turn too to see if I could see seals, but obviously you're in the studio, so you can't see any of that stuff. But it really is an amazing destination. I love what we've been doing with the hotel guide and featuring you in there and having you guys as a partner of ours. Are there any other final thoughts that you can think of with regards to Oxnard, just in general, that maybe you think people should know about, or how they could find you guys?
Sure. Well, I'll just share my personal favorite thing in Oxnard that a lot of people don't know is here, and that is that we are the world headquarters for Drum Workshop, DW Drums, which is the biggest brand in drumming in the world. So we have some of the most famous drummers in the world just popping into Oxnard all the time. I was there about a week ago and I saw a couple drummers, one from a band Sepultura, Alice Cooper's drummer was there. So it's pretty fantastic to have that here. And then we have racked up a couple pretty impressive accolades as of recently. We are home to the #1 best new hotel in the United States. It's the Kari Dunes on Mandalay Beach, according to USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. We also, next door to that hotel, are the home to the #1 best beach in California, also according to USA Today. And in 2023, in the fall, we also were designated a whale heritage area by the World Cetacean Alliance. And there are only about 10 to 12 of those in the world. So that's quite an honor and an accomplishment by conservationists locally.
Yeah, that is amazing. That's a great designation. And I didn't even know about that. So I'm really excited that you threw that in there at the end. Plus, I was familiar with some of the awards, but they just keep coming in. I know you and I were talking one day and then all of a sudden the next day, you got another award. So obviously as a destination, it's an award winning. Readers are loving it. Travelers are loving it as well. But if somebody wants to find out some information prior to booking besides the hotelguide.com, what's the best way for them to do that for Visit Oxnard?
Yes, you can go to visitoxnard.com. We have landing pages for all of our hotels in Oxnard, our events, our things to do, our restaurants, and you can find plenty of information on traveling here and enjoying your stay.
Perfect. Well, Brittney, our time goes by so darn fast. It just seems like there's so much that we could continue talking about with Oxnard, but I want to thank you for being on today's episode. It's been an absolute pleasure to learn more about you personally, but also to learn more about the destination.
Thank you so much, Edward.
Perfect. Well, to all our readers, to all our listeners and guests out there, continue to follow us, and please check out visitoxnard.com, and also please follow us at thehotelguide.com. And one of the great things, the only way we get better in this community is to share and comment on everything that you're seeing here. So we'd appreciate that. But until next time, we want to make sure that you travel and you make memories. And everyone, take care.